Are you ready?
Yep.
You don't need this, right?
No.
Okay. It's all you.
All the day long, whether rain or shine, she's a part of the assembly line. She's making history, working for victory. Rosie the Riveter keeps a sharp lookout for sabotage, sitting up there on the fuselage. That little frail can do more than a male can do. Rosie the Riveter. Everyone stops to admire the scene. Rosie at work on the P-19. She's never twittery, nervous or jittery. I'm Rosie, the Riveter. So what if she's smeared with oil and grease, doing her part for the old Lend-Lease? She keeps the gang around, they love to hang around. Rosie, that's me, the Riveter. Oh, Senator Jones, who's in the know, shout these words over the radio. Berlin will hear about, Moscow will cheer about. Who is it? Say it with me. Rosie the Riveter! The year was 1942. Our great country found itself thrust into World War II after the bombing of Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941. Factories transitioned from peacetime to wartime production and were converted to the manufacture of military items to support the war effort. The United States now needed to produce guns, ships, vehicles, and ammunition. Our country found itself with 17 million new jobs. Because of the huge deficit left in the workforce by the 16 million soldiers going off to war, the government launched a campaign to encourage women to join the workforce as their patriotic duty. At the front and center of this campaign was Rosie the Riveter, clad in her jeans, work shirt, boots, and bandana. The image was emblazoned with the slogan, "We can do it," encouraging women to join the workforce to support the war effort. Rosie the Riveter quickly became the female icon of World War II, the home front equivalent of G.I. Joe. Her iconic image, created by artist Howard Miller, is a part of a media campaign that spans movies, newspapers, propaganda posters, and photographs. While Rosie is not based off of a woman in real life, her image was inspired by the female riveters who helped build wartime aircraft, like B-17 and B-24 bombers. The government campaign featuring Rosie was a success, as over 6 million women stepped up to join the workforce. Many of these women were first-time workers, and working outside the home was a new idea for them. They found a new freedom and independence that they had never known. They realized that married women could work and run a home. After the war ended, there was a push for women to return to the housewife role. However, many women weren't ready to return to the traditional 1950s housewife, as portrayed by June Cleaver, but instead continued to work outside the home. I was first inspired by Rosie the Riveter a few summers ago, when I visited the Rosie the Riveter National Historic Park in Richmond, California. I learned about the war effort and about the women, the real-life Rosies, who stepped up to support our country in a time of great need. Rosie the Riveter is part of my American heritage. She inspired thousands and represents all the American women who bravely stepped out of their place in society to support our country in a time of great need. These women were bold, breaking down barriers and proving, without a doubt, that women could accomplish the same tasks as men. They paved the way in the workforce for generations of women to come. Rosie the Riveter represents all women who are successful in male-dominated fields like aviation, engineering, and munitions. The women inspired by Rosie sowed the seeds for the second wave of feminism. Their work during World War II inspired women to seek new opportunities and fight for equal pay. They opened the doors for women fighting for workplace equality in the 1960s and 70s. I, Ruby Webb, age 11, proudly stand on their shoulders. I know that I can be anything I want to be, which, by the way, is still a Supreme Court justice.